Cheers! Welcome to my channel. This is a timely tarot oracle reading about random shift. If you resonate with the title or the thumbnail, this is the perfect reading for you. Delivered at the perfect time in timely fashion, courtesy of the universe, through the language of synchronicity. This is a collective or general reading, so just be aware parts of it may or may not resonate with you. Also, this is a timely reading, meaning if you're watching it at this time, it is the perfect time for you. Having said that, if it's been a while since I posted this, what was going on in your life back then? That could give you further clarity as to your situation now. All right, we do have the underlying energy for this reading. You never know what it's going to be. It's random shift. The Magician. Woohoo! All right, we're off to a great start. The Magician is showing that we can bring from the heavens down to earth magic of our own making, basically. And this is talking about the infinity symbol, representing infinite potential to the power of infinity and beyond. You have all the tools you need at your disposal here to create a beautiful garden on earth. So it's part of God's plan for each of us to add our own special, unique flavor to the planet and create more beauty. The Magician is the first, number one in the major arcana. So it's the first card after the Fool, and the Fool's at the 0 point. So we have the Star. So this is saying you're a star, in case you didn't know. This is saying that you're following your North Star on your divine path. And so it's more of of this type of energy. And this person has their foot in the universal pool of water. And this is talking about adding your own special, unique flavor, as I said, to the universal waters, mixing it up, and then pouring that onto the earth. This is when you are following your North Star or your North Node energy. And we have the Pleiades sisters in the background there dancing to their own tune. And we have, there's an energy of being left out in the cold. So you're a star, but at this time you're left out in the cold. So this card represents isolation, the Five of Pentacles. A lot of times this card can represent tactics that have put you in this position. But I feel that could be, but I feel that the main reason this is coming up is for you to understand, if you've been feeling kind of like a misfit your whole life and like you stick out like a sore thumb and you're not really, you've always felt kind of like you don't really belong, that kind of energy, a little bit like a black sheep energy. You need to recognize that if you're a star, of course you're going to stand out and you're not going to fit in. That's why God made you that way. So you're not meant to be like everybody else and fit in. You're meant to stick out. And once you find your own special groove there of what your unique talent is that you have, that you're going to totally excel at, then you won't want to fit in. So this is saying, just concentrate and focus on being yourself and being your authentic self, and finding that special part of you that you really want to bring into the world and show it off. Basically, this card is saying it's time to shine. It's your time. Shine. That's the energy. And so I feel like this is talking about don't settle for half of what you could be. When if you have something that's unique and could be of benefit to the planet, it would be a shame for you not to come out and shine. And so you're not meant to be a piece of the puzzle. You're meant to put the puzzle together. There we go. And so we do have some sneaky energy here. This is the Shift Disturber. So the Shift Disturber represents someone who's a walking contradiction. So there could be some energy that you have been left out in the cold, or you are being left out in the cold right now, and it can be due to tactics. The Shift Disturber is a walking contradiction. Oh, that's my cat Stella. She Oh, you're late. I'm sorry. She was sound asleep in the other room, and her job is to sit on my lap and purr. And I didn't wake her up and tell her I was doing a reading. So she's upset. She's like, why didn't you tell me? Okay, so you're going to settle down now? That's why I didn't tell you. She's already got happy feet. So, her job is to purr, and a cat's purr raises the vibration to a very strong healing energy. She does take her job seriously. Her feet are going like 90 now. You might not be able to hear her purr because I've got a noise canceling mic on. You're doing a good job, sweetheart. Okay. She's insulted that I started without her. Oh my goodness. All right. You were sound asleep in the other room. I thought, hey, I'll let you sleep. So we've got 7 swords here. And this energy is talking about this walking contradiction. And so it's hard to understand what this person is really up to because they're looking over their shoulder at these 2 swords that they've planted, and they're carrying these other 5. And they're being really sneaky. So it's kind of like a thief would behave, but this isn't a thief in the night. This is a thief in broad daylight. So this implies that this would be white-collar crime, something someone does by day, right out in the open. And they're moving forward, but they're looking backward. They're not looking where they're going. They're on tiptoe, and yet it's broad daylight. Like, everybody can see this person. And then look at how they are carrying the swords. Like, how dangerous is that? Like, if someone is willing to, if he trips and falls, like, these are very sharp swords. He could lose his hands. But it's like, this is the kind of energy. If he doesn't even care about his own well-being, then, like, what is he doing here? And it looks like sometimes this can be like innovative thinking, not wanting people to fight kind of energy. But I feel like this could represent, because there's 2 people here, this could represent someone that you had a close relationship with. I mean, it could be a lover, or it could be a friend or a family member. And it's like they're setting you up. Like, they've got the 2 swords left there. And then when people find that the swords are missing, they're going to start to fight. Like, you stole my swords. No, you stole my swords. No, it was that shifty guy with in broad daylight. Oh, yeah, right. Where is he? I don't see him. That kind of energy. Yeah, that's the kind of energy I'm picking up. Plus, this card, what came up about a month ago is I was doing a reading, and it came up that the 7-year itch. So this can represent someone that has been in your life as a partner. This could be business or in romantic matters. And they are, like, it's a statistic that around the 7th or 8th year, a lot of marriages end in divorce. If they're going to divorce, that's then, because of what they call the 7-year itch. And this energy is also the same for if you purchase a home. And then after about 7 years, it's kind of like, I don't want to live here anymore. That kind of energy. But now the market is changing and it's harder to sell. It can also represent a business that you started and it's doing well and everything, but all of a sudden you just don't want to have anything to do with it. It's called the 7-year itch. Marilyn Monroe was in a movie, I think it was in the 50s. That was it was a famous movie at the time, the 7-year itch. Okay, I haven't seen it, but here's the energy now coming in. We have the Knight of Pentacles. The Knight of Pentacles is, actually, I did read about that movie though, and the reason I'm laughing is because she moves in next, Marilyn Monroe moves in next door to a married couple with 2 kids. And he's already sent his family to the cottage where they go for the summer. And now he's alone because he has some work to do, and then he's going out there to join them, And Marilyn Monroe and him have a little bit of a tryst, and he's like, and she's like, I don't know how this happens. This kind of thing always happens to me. Like, it's pretty funny. But anyway, so that gave the saying, the 7-year itch, a little bit more clout. So this is the Knight of Pentacles. So the Knight of Pentacles is communication coming in from another, delivered by the Knight. And this Knight, the Pentacles in Tarot represent health, wealth, happiness, your lifestyle. Of course, a big part of that is money. We see that in both of these here. This is saying that, you know, you've been left out in the cold and you don't have what you need to be able to have a good lifestyle. And this is talking about the promise of a good lifestyle coming through. And this is this energy, he's focused on the pentacle, but this Knight, the Knights used to deliver the messages for the court, for the royal family. And they would travel far and wide. That was their long distance communication. You know, that in the old days, that's the only way they had. These days, this communication would be coming in possibly with a phone call, a text. It could be an email, or it could actually be physical snail mail. There could be, you might see a message on social media, or even see an event advertised, and you go to it and then you meet someone that has the perfect information for you. And sometimes it's just beneficial to watch the news for even a few minutes if you can bear it these days, and just see what's going on in the world as best you can decipher. There's a lot of AI out there, so you have to really pay attention to whether this is real or not. But whatever's happening at the top generally is happening at the bottom. And that's what the Magician is saying, as above, so below. And so the Knight of Pentacles is the slowest moving knight of them all. And, you know, it's really frustrating because, like, his horse is literally at a standstill here. But when he does come in with the information, it's generally a solid offer, and it's like, you know, well thought out. So the information is accurate, as accurate as it can be. And so, but sometimes it's so slow that by the time it gets there, you don't care anymore. It's that kind of energy. So let's see what's going on here. Some information coming in about Pentacles. This card represents a couple things, but one of the things that it does represent is that you've been breadcrumbed, which would definitely be the energy maybe causing this here. So the tactics, they basically, when someone is isolated, I don't feel it is partly because you're a star and God has you separate, but it's also talking about some tactics have been used to put you in this isolation. And to kind of put, you know, like one of these people is on crutches, and one is like, look, he doesn't even have shoes. And this one has a bell around his neck. So in the old days, they didn't have apps to be able to, you know, isolate people from society. So what they would do is tie a bell around someone's neck, and it would get really loud, you know, when they walked into town, which made it kind of hard to get. Everybody would run, you know. So it would make it really hard. It was called the plague bell. And so everybody would run to get out of their way. It makes it kind of hard to get a job, or, you know, buy groceries or anything like that. Participate in the, you know, in society. And so these two people are collaborating with each other. They're doing their best to empower each other as much as they can in the situation they're in. They're walking by a church here, so they could go in for some respite. You know, but like they are going to have to come, you know, work together to empower each other as much as possible, because they don't have anyone else. And a lot of times people are put in this position from tactics, and these tactics can come all the way from the government, you know, like with the economy and, you know, war in the country and the gas prices going up. If you're fortunate enough to be in that situation and not be the people that are actually having their homes bombed, that kind of energy. So this is talking about, you know, the tactics you don't have control over, but the tactics, a lot of people will say, well, you might not have the control over what they do at the top at the government, but these are tactics that we commonly use on ourselves and others. And it's because we employ them with ourselves, and then we employ the government, that they are, if it's okay with us to be using them, then we're going to end up voting for people who use them. And so this energy is talking about, Edward Snowden had identified 7 tactics that are used by the government and also corporations in that, where they were taking private information and using it in ways that they weren't supposed to. And that was like about 20 years ago, I think now. And some people consider him a hero for doing that, and some people consider him a traitor. I don't know enough about the laws of the United States to say either way, but I did find it beneficial when he listed the 7 different tactics, because I recognize, oh yeah, this is definitely tactics that we, the everyday people use all the time. And so it's kind of interesting to know them and then to be aware of them. And so for ourselves and for others. So this energy is talking about a breadcrumbing energy. This card is about the give and take of life. How much are you going to, how much of your money, time, and energy are you going to invest in someone or something? And what is the return that you anticipate having from it? Is it going to be a fair exchange, or is it going to be unfair? So this is, there's 6 pentacles here, which is, a little more than half of what you can receive in the tarot. So it's like, would be like a middle class family, basically. And this person is giving away some of his money to this person for charity. But he's not giving anything to this person. He's got the scales of justice above this person's head. But if you look closely, this person has something in his pocket. So he knows, hey, you're a grifter. Go get a job, dude. I'm not giving you my money. This person actually is going to appreciate it and needs it right now. So this is about learning about how to become discerning. It's the beginning stages where, you start having enough money yourself and you're deciding, if I'm going to give it to a charity, which charity am I going to give it to? And then we have this energy here of judgment being called on this situation here. And so the judgment card is talking about some sort of judgment has been made in spiritual court, you can call it, from the spiritual realm, and that's coming down to earth. The ancestors are literally coming out of their box and cheering, woo! Finally, they're across the veil and they've been waiting for this. So this could represent an energy that happened to your parents or your grandparents and it still hasn't been resolved. And this is what they call generational curses. Until this is cleared up energetically, it sort of, it lowers the standards for the whole family, basically, for the bloodline. And the descendants are waving across the water here as well. These rough waters here represent a lot of emotion. So the trumpet is blowing, and hey, justice for some sort of situation is coming in. You may know what that is if this resonates with you. You might, I know exactly what that is, or you may have heard about something about it in the family, but you didn't really know the details, because sometimes, as I said, these can be passed down from generations. And this card here is talking about the Queen of Cups. So the Queen of Cups represents someone who is, she has unconditional love. Her cup is the only one in the tarot with a lid on it. And this represents that she is a cup of unconditional love. She's a container for unconditional love. She loves her family and she loves her children, her spouse. She loves, her home. She loves her neighbors. And, it's that kind of energy. Just someone who's very loving and kind and compassionate. This is someone who would be most likely to be in a more traditional marriage. But this card also represents the maternal line. And the mitochondria in your cell carry the data, the information from the maternal line. And so it's only passed down from mother to daughter and, down the bloodline. And so I feel like it could be something to do with DNA or something, perhaps. Maybe you've been feeling like you're a misfit because you were adopted and don't know it. Some sort of energy like that. We hear so many stories like that with DNA testing, because they can tell, like if the mitochondria of your cell, it's a part of your cell, it only can be passed down from the mother to the daughter. It can't be, if a mother has a son, he does not carry that gene or that marker. Yeah, in the gene. And so there's some sort of, maybe someone's had a DNA test or something and the results are coming in and they're surprising, that kind of energy. Now we have the Emperor coming in here. So the Emperor represents total performance. The Emperor is all about performance. He's like all four kings rolled into one person. And so he has all the qualities of all four kings. He's very wise and intelligent. He has really good control over his emotions. He's a loving person. He is someone other people look up to. He's sexy. He's very good at business. He's successful with pentacles. Just he's at the top of his game. And so, as I said, he's all about performance. So he might be, because he's sitting right on this justice in this situation here, he might be a judge, a Supreme Court judge or something like that, someone really high up that has the authority to bring this justice in. And then we have Temperance, and you've been waiting for this. So this energy is talking, Temperance is talking about having a good attitude while you wait and wait and wait for the information to come in from the Knight of Pentacles. So this is talking about putting your own special alchemy into the water. Just very similar. These are very similar, but this one is considered to be an angel that comes down to earth in human form. In the Bible, it says there's 144,000 of them. And you'll notice her foot is in the universal pool and her left foot is grounded on land. And look at it, where her foot lands, there's all these beautiful there's a couple beautiful flowers already growing. And then this is the path, and this is called the path to glory. And so this is when you stay on your designated path that you came for, then God's going to work for you to be able to have everything you need to be able to be the star that you're meant to be and bring your a lot of people say, oh, I'm just one person. What can I do? You're a very unique individual, as is everyone else. And so you have your own special quality that is part of God's plan. And you are highly, you are a star. It's a special mission that you have. And sometimes people feel that this energy can be galactic and also possibly actual angel energy. So someone who has a little bit more on the spiritual, from the spiritual side. And there's a cup of love coming in. So this is interesting. The knight in shining armor is coming in. This is the knight that you hear about in romance novels and books. So this information I feel about the pentacles came in and the emperor handled it. And maybe you hit it off. And now he's offering you, because this is when someone's offering you a cup of love. They're coming in to say, hey, I'm really interested in you. I would like to offer you, would you like to marry me? Or would you like to take this dating to a further commitment? That kind of energy. So this is really cool. This is an energetic upgrade for you. We have the star energy to begin with, and then we have the I feel this is about the maternal line, and it's about love, clearly, because of this now. We have the emperor who you may be empowering you in this situation where there's judgment for why you were left out in the cold with this shifty energy involved here. And this is saying no more breadcrumbing for you. The information that you need has come in, and it's an upgrade all the way around. You have the love and the pentacles coming in. Hey, that's a good reading. I'm happy with this one. I'll claim it. Let's all claim it. There's been some real deep readings because of the energy on the planet right now. And this one's nice and lighthearted. I love it. And so if you've enjoyed it up to this point and you say, no, I don't want to take a risk that there could be anything to wreck this, I don't blame you. But so give it a like and a comment, and it really does help me build my channel. I really do appreciate it. And subscribe to the channel if you feel like you resonate. I would be honored if you did so. So I'm going to clarify this for those who are willing to take the risk here. Oh, that's been such volatile information coming in and energy on the planet at this time. So this is Tales from the Vector, Tails. It's an oracle I started in 2007, and in 2020 I completed all 64 paintings. And now I'm bringing it out. The numbers on the cards that I'm using here represent the paintings that, as they're listed in my gallery on my website, talesfromthevector.com. I'm going to put them in the order that they appear here, so you know which paintings to look for if you're interested in taking a look at that. They say a picture paints 1,000 words, so here we go. I'm going to be bringing this out at some point, but I want to work with it. You may have noticed that what looks good, I have a lot of information written over the years for each of the paintings, but you may have noticed that, sometimes what's on paper isn't the same as in real life. So I want to make sure I have the information straight. And so here is the transition card. And so this is talking that, yes, this is an energetic upgrade. So if you've been in this energy, you're definitely getting an upgrade now. It's time to come out of isolation and allow yourself to shine. There's judgment coming in. This is judgment from God. So this judgment is coming directly from God and the cosmic energy. This is the cosmic heart, unfettered. This is like the heart chakra for the universe, basically. And yeah, the judgment's coming in to change your situation here so that you can get back on this path, so you have what you need. And maybe at this point, you can't go any further unless you have some pentacles. And so the universe and God are stepping in to make sure, and also that you have a cup of love and maybe someone who's very good at business and that kind of energy to love you. Hey, that's a good thing. So we have the Cancer energy coming in. So this is one of the horoscope signs. And that when the horoscope signs come into my readings, I just want to be clear that I'm not looking for an individual that's a Cancer or a different sign. That's not what my readings are about. This is more about the state of being of each of the sign. We have a little bit of every sign in us. And so this energy is talking about what can we learn from the answer, the sign of Cancer. And this is the fourth sign that comes in the horoscope. And this is kind of, if you think about adolescent girls that are just about to start their cycles kind of energy, or have just started, and they're not very good with those hormones yet. So it's talking about, being engaged with the emotions instead of becoming entrenched with them, so that you don't want to be drowning in your emotion. You want to be able to be, able to center yourself and be in the eye of the storm rather than be part of the chaos. The ego is a karmic space that we can all fall into. And, when this is saying keep your ego in check. And so that can have to do with being in pride or being so egotistical as to think it's okay to do this, to take from someone else what does not belong to you. But this karmic space also speaks about, on a spiritual level, when people talk about ego and they say keep it in check, a lot of times it's that energy that I was talking about, like, I'm just one person, what can I do? You're much more powerful than that. And so you need to keep that, recognize that most people use such a small percentage of the potential that they have. And you only need to use about 1% more than the people around you to actually win. So it's just saying, step her up a little. And then this is the Leo energy. So the Leo is the fifth sign. And this is talking about the teenage boys, and this is the impulsive energy. And so Leos are ruled by the sun, and Cancer energy is ruled by the moon. So the sun will shine light on the moon during eclipses and during full moon energy and new moon energy. And so this is a good time to be look into your intuition during the moon. And the sun is the happiest card in the deck. It's God's energy, and it's talking about shining light on any situation. So the sun rules Leo. And Leos are meant to be really strong leaders, but it takes them quite a while to mature into that energy. We do have, we should have stopped. We have the devil. No, this is talking about the temptation that caused this energy here. I'm getting it was impulsive energy. And so to cause you to be in this here. So when the devil card comes up, this is about temptation. And the temptation, is clearly to take what's not, like in this situation, is to take what's not theirs from you. And it has to do with money. And so, and lifestyle, that kind of energy. So when the devil card comes up, you're not going to get the truth from the devil. The devil is very manipulative, and he always sends in a minion. If you look at the word devil, it's actually lived, as in used to live. Back, if you look at it spelled backwards. And so this energy, the devil can't do his own dirty work because he's not really, he's not a person. This is an archetype actually in the tarot. So the devil will send a minion in. And so I always cover this card because you're not going to get the truth from it. It's manipulative energy. And I want to see, who does he send in, or what's it about, or does God stop it? And we have anger. Okay, so someone, and anger is the gift that keeps on giving. Oh, so this is talking on this judgment. Remember I said about the ancestors, they're fine, they're coming out like they're really happy this is happening because they've been angry for maybe more than a generation here. This kind of energy, they've been, it could be a couple generations really, or even more, about something, and they've been passing that energy down as to each generation below. And so like if your great grandmother was cheated out of something and she's angry about it, and then she teaches her daughter to be angry about it, and then teaches that daughter to be angry about it, you could be like the fourth person in that succession, and you'd be like, okay, I'm supposed to be angry, but I don't even know what who these people are or what they did, but like it's being passed down to you. So anger is it's one way that people can motivate themselves, but it really will burn you out. It's not the most productive emotion. And then we have the Chariot, and the Chariot is talking about the power of spin. This has already been decided on the spiritual level, and it's coming down to earth. It's already in the making. So you're about to have an energetic upgrade, a transition in your life that it may feel even rather magical, and someone is coming into your life to empower you in this situation. And so look forward to, you can anticipate your future here. Yay. Even though the devil showed up, it still was a good reading, an easy reading. All right. I do hope you've enjoyed it. Please do like and comment if you have, and subscribe if you resonate with the channel. I would be more than honored. Bye for now. Oh, sorry, Stella. Yeah. You're such a good purr. Okay.